The greatest mistake in life is the fear of making mistakes. One of the deepest truths about life is this: the greatest mistake you can ever make is not failure itself, but the fear of failure. Fear of making mistakes silently stops more dreams than actual failure ever will. It convinces people to delay their goals and avoid risk and stay in places that feel safe but never lead to growth. Many people live their entire lives thinking they must be perfect before they begin. They wait for the perfect time, the perfect knowledge, the perfect confidence, or the perfect opportunity. But life rarely offers perfection. Life offers chances, and those chances are often wrapped in uncertainty, trials, and even mistakes. The people who move forward are not the ones who fear, they are the ones who refuse to be controlled by it. Every successful person you admire today once stood at the beginning, uncertain and inexperienced. They made mistakes, many mistakes. They failed, corrected, learned, and tried again. What made them different was not that they avoided error, but they refused to stop because of it. Mistakes were not their end, they were their education. Thinking about learning to ride a bicycle. No one gets on the bicycle for the first times and rides perfectly. There are falls, wobbly, scratches, and moments of doubt, but each fail teaches balance. Each attempt builds coordination. If a child gives up after the first try, no one would ever learn to ride. In the same way, life demands persistence through imperfection. Fear of making mistakes often comes from the desire to be accepted, respected, or seen as capable. But ironically, the more you avoid mistakes, the more you limit your growth, because growth does not happen in certainty, it happens in action, experimentation, and learning through experience. When you avoid mistakes at all costs, you also avoid progress. You avoid speaking up, so your voice remains unheard. You avoid trying new skills, so your potential remains hidden. You avoid taking opportunities, so your life remains unchanged. Over time, fear becomes a cage that feels safe but quietly steals your future. But mistakes themselves are not the enemy. A mistake is simply information. It tells you what does not work, what needs improvement, and where adjustments are needed. Every correction brings you closer to mastery. Every failure carries a lesson that success alone can never teach. Consider scientists, inventors, and creators throughout history. Every invention was born after countless failed attempts. Every discovery was preceded by error. If they had feared mistakes, progress would have stopped. Electricity, medicine, transportation, and technology all existed because someone dared to try, fail, learn, and try again. The simple principle applies to personal life, whether it is in your education, career, relationship, or dreams. Mistakes are part of development. You are not meant to get everything right immediately. You are meant to grow into it. There is also a powerful truth many people forget: failure is temporary, but regret can last a lifetime. A mistake can be corrected, a loss can be rebuilt, but the opportunities you never took because of fear may haunt you far longer than any failure you could ever think. Imagine two people, years from now. One took risk, made mistakes, learned and improved. The other stayed safe, avoided mistakes, and never tried. The first may have scars of experience, but also strength and growth. The second may have comfort, but also regrets and what ifs in the end. It is often not the mistake we made that hurt us more, it is the chances we never took. Courage, therefore, is not the absence of fear. Courage is action in the presence of fear. It is speaking even when your voice shakes. It is trying again after you have failed. It is stepping forward when everything in you wants to retreat. Mistake also shapes character. They build resilience, patience, humility, and wisdom. Someone who has never failed may lack depth of understanding, but someone who has failed